Credit inquiries are the worst thing in the world. They're dragging down credit scores by hundreds of points. It's horrible. Okay, no, stop right there. As someone who pulls multiple credit reports a day, I can confidently tell you that credit inquiries do not impact your score as much as you think it would, at least when it comes to a mortgage scoring model. However, I will say that if you do have a lot of inquiries, then it will start to negatively impact you, which is why today I'm going to show you the secret on how you can actually get your credit inquiries fully removed from your credit report. Now, before I actually show you step by step on how to get these credit inquiries removed from your report, I need to show you exactly how it can impact you. I made a video previously showing you a live example of what a credit inquiry will do to a real report. I literally showed what one inquiry would do, 2, 3, or more. So I'll leave that video linked down below in case you want to watch it and learn more about it. But I will say that a credit inquiry has the potential to impact your score anywhere from 1 to 3 points. And why is that the case? Well, first you need to understand what a credit inquiry actually is. An inquiry is when a lender pulls or checks your report to see if they are willing to lend you money or lines of credit. Now, once they do that, other lenders see that, hey, XYZ bank or XYZ lender pulled this person's report, which means this person was looking for money from another creditor. If someone is trying to borrow other people's money multiple times, then that throws a little bit of a red flag.
7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
Right? Think about one person who never inquires to go get money from other people and one person who inquires a lot to get money from other people. This person's gonna be a lot riskier and show a lot worse financial strength in comparison to this person. And that's why it has a slightly negative impact on your report, because lenders and creditors wanna see that you're not always asking people for money, but you do have to do it in some cases, and it's totally normal. So a credit inquiry will actually stay on your report anywhere from 1 to 2 years. And the older it gets, the less of an impact it makes. So don't worry about those older credit inquiries on your report. They're likely having zero impact anyway. You really want to focus on the ones that are having an impact in the last 30 to 60 days. So again, I need to stress this. Don't worry if you have 1, 2, or even 3 credit inquiries on your credit report. It's likely not worth your time in getting them removed. But if you do have a lot more than 3, then it's time to get serious about getting them removed. Besides letting these credit inquiries fall off your report naturally, the only way I've seen people actually get them removed from their credit report is to reach out to that specific creditor and ask them to remove it. Legit, this is the only successful way that I've seen work, and it's shockingly simple. I know everyone's always looking for the secret sauce when it comes to credit, but that's literally it. And specifically, the way for it to actually work is you have to tell them that you think there is an error on your credit report from a misfired credit pull. Now, of course, if you specifically told this creditor, yes, pull my credit, and you confirm multiple times, this conversation is gonna be a little bit awkward for you. But most of the time, creditors will actually grab a report without you specifically stating it's okay to grab a report. So you have a lot of wiggle room and leeway with this. And to give you a little inside secret on it, most creditors don't actually keep receipts of that approval to pull your credit. Now, if you fill out something online, then there's a good chance that you probably gave consent to pull your credit. But sometimes, especially in car dealerships, you know, you walk in and you go to get an approval for a loan, you do a lot of it verbally. Not a lot of people document the verbal consent. So you should have a fairly easy time getting them removed. And if you take the perspective from a creditor, they don't really care whether you have an inquiry on your report or not. It doesn't really impact them unless you opened a line of credit or a loan or a credit card or something with that creditor. If you have an active trade line with that creditor, do not call them to get the inquiry removed, because they are not going to remove it. You specifically inquired about a line of credit and you got a line of credit. Do not try to get that one removed. This is purely for the ones where you have an inquiry but you don't end up actually opening credit with them. But if the creditor agrees to kind of remove the inquiry from your report, it's super simple. It's like a 1-pager they have to fill out. They send it into the bureaus and it's removed. So really, you just need to be working with a creditor who's 1, willing to talk to you, and 2, willing to take a little bit of time out of their day to do that for you. It really just depends on the creditor. And again, if you explicitly told them, yes, pull my credit, they technically don't have to do anything, and some of them won't. So you have to be okay with that. But again, it's always worth a shot. Takes a couple minutes, and most creditors will actually help you out. Now, there's 3 main ways to contact the creditor to get this process started. 1, it's the simplest and the best, and it's one I recommend everyone to do, is just pick up your phone and call them. Most people are gonna have a convo with you, tell them what you're looking for. If they have the ability to do that, they might just take care of it right then and there on the phone, or they'll get it to the necessary person who can take care of that for you. Again, you have to tell them them that there is an error on your report, and you can't just say, hey, you guys pulled my credit. I was wondering if you can remove it because it'll boost my credit score. Do not go with that. It's a very simple, hey, there's an error on my credit report. It shows there's an inquiry from you guys. I don't believe that's accurate. Can we please get it removed? Super simple, and it'll get the job done. But let's say you're not gonna give them a call. The second option you can do, which is snail mail, you can mail a letter in. It's probably gonna take 30 to 60 days. You might get nowhere with it because of how slow and outdated that is. But if that's the only option for a specific creditor, then you might as well send that letter out. Same thing as before, literally just type what I just said on the phone. And then lastly, the third one is emailing them or going through an online portal. Now, some creditors will have options for this, but the vast majority will not. Most creditors do not have public email addresses out there. They don't have portals that says like, hey, you have an inquiry on your report that you think is an error? Click here and it'll be removed. They don't have those kinds of options, but some do. So you gotta give that as an option, but realistically, pick up the phone, call them, and get it removed. And if you're sitting there going, well, Shawn, how the heck do I get the creditor's information? Whether I wanna call them, email them, mail them something in the mail, how do I get that info? Well, first and foremost, you likely have a copy of your credit report, which is why you're attacking these inquiries right now. But if you don't, you need to get a copy of your credit report. And then once you have that, if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the report, every single trade line that is on your report and every single inquiry from all of those creditors, there will be names, phone numbers, and address. It is required on a credit report to provide contact information of everything that is on your report. So that's where you'd start with the phone calls and the mailing. The emails and the portal are gonna be totally different. You're gonna have to Google online for that, which is why I don't usually recommend that. And then voila, start reaching out, start having those combos so you can get those credit inquiries deleted off your report and hopefully raise your score a couple points. The more you have, the more it's going to improve. I have seen some people with like 20 to 30 inquiries, and when we got 15 to 20 of them removed, it drastically shot their score up like 30 to 50 points. So it is worth the time to do. Getting inquiries removed from your credit report is actually a lot simpler than it seems. But hopefully you learn something new, you take this advice, and you boost your score up a couple points. And if you want some other great credit tips and tricks, then I highly recommend checking out the playlist I will leave linked down below. That is chock full of great information, and that stuff is really how you drastically improve your score 50 to 100 to 200 points. Click that sucker. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this.